What's up, everybody? What's going on? We are in it to win it right now. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let everything get fired up real quick. See what's going on. What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday, everybody. Future Thursdays. What's up? What's up? All right, all right. So we'll let everybody filter in here a little bit and kind of get on from there. Refresh everything and get it going. Alright, I'm gonna try to be more awake on today's stream. I was super tired on Monday, and that's why I was half delirious. But luckily, got some good moments. I actually clipped a moment that is actually surprisingly doing kind of nice on TikTok right now, which I was not expecting. So, yeah, go check that out if you haven't looked at it yet. It's pretty funny. Just pretty much lost it a little bit, but you know, it happens to the best of us sometimes. So, but yeah. So, other than that, today, Future Thursday, just gonna hang out. I think get a little bit done in the studio. I'm gonna decide what track to do in probably the next 5 minutes or so. Let everybody kind of trickle in here, and then go from there. I don't have any really solid plans today because I'm not really feeling strongly one way or the other. So we'll go ahead and bring it in here. Check this real quick before we get started. All right, cool. So that's what I think we'll do today. I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the track I was working on at the back half of Monday's stream and do some detailing to it. I think that's what I'll do. I haven't really touched it since Monday. Kind of wanted to let it get a little fresh and go from there. So I think I'll do a little detailing and some like effects and some what's it call it? Sorry, I'm already blanking on the word. Some transitional effects. So like, hey Lyndon, what's going on? Thank you for joining today, man. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and do that. Just go straight through, do some transitional effects, kind of hang out, just see what happens because there's nothing really too crazy going on. So yeah, we'll go ahead and jump to it. All right, so this was the big addition that I made on Monday's stream. Let me check my volume real quick. Actually, that can be a little louder now that I'm hearing it again in fresh ears. I think that can go. So yeah, exactly, Lyndon. That's what I was saying. That was kind of just nitpicking a little bit, but when you're making tracks like that, especially that are like stuff like The Weeknd, kind of more pop R&B, your vocal basically sits dead center, and it is the loudest, most prominent element because it's supposed to be the most important element. So that's kind of you can always play around with that. I'm not saying you need to do either of that, but if I was saying if that was one thing I would change on that track or add to it or adjust, it would just be to kind of carve out more room for the vocal. Other than that, it was real cool though. Yeah, it was real nice stuff, man. So yeah, keep going like that, and you're good to go. Keep building off of that track, man. All right, is this too? Let me hear it in reference with everything. So this needs lots of transitional effects and stuff. And I believe the first thing I'm going to do here is give it a good old-fashioned cymbals. Okay, so let me go to let's go to the good old 20-year-old cymbal pack in here. What we got? Okay, so I kind of want to stick with the spacey theme. Oh, you know what? I should run everything through a chorus. That would be kind of cool, actually. Or I could stick one on the reverb to do the wet signal. Yeah, let me. All right, so let's use this bad boy and then let's flip it. All right. Route to this only. All right, let's do some EQ real quick. All right, so first thing we're gonna do here, make some slight adjustments. That's a little harsh, actually. Okay, so got the sound kind of how I want it, real roughly, and then we'll go from here with some more additions. Let me grab a couple of these. No, that was a misclick, sorry. Okay, actually it's probably too many. Okay, so let's go in here to the effects here. Let's do a high pass because we're extreme. Oh yeah, no, I'm always down to hear some tracks and stuff. Okay, Malloy, Electro fans, what's up? I see y'all hanging out in the chat. Thank y'all for joining us today. Really appreciate it. So okay, back to what I'm doing here. So I think, you know, Lyndon, I'll say real quick, when it comes to like, you know, getting pointers and getting criticism and stuff on your tracks, like I think that's one of the biggest and most important things to do. But it also, you can't let it derail you from what you want to do. Like I've had plenty of tracks that have gotten criticism from, you know, indie label A&Rs and, you know, other people like that, bigger producers in the scene, stuff like that. It's kind of just, you know, you take the good stuff, but if there's some things you stylistically you just want to do, you go for it. Hey, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it, Electro fans. Also, one thing, since you're in here, I'll go ahead and make the plug now. If you're looking for any kind of producer coaching, producer mentoring, any kind of help or anything like that, you can actually go down into the panels under my stream and you can click on the banner and it'll take you straight to Electrofan's site where you can book me for producer coaching, one-on-one sessions, things like that. So definitely check that out if you have a chance and if you're interested in that, or pass it along to anybody you know who may be interested. Okay, actually, yeah, quick story time. Okay. So I guess if you want to say the biggest, if you count vanity metrics, the biggest track I have, Deadbolt, that's been licensed to, you know, a couple music libraries and stuff now. Commercially, it's has over 1 million streams on Spotify, stuff like that. I actually got turned down by pretty much every single label I sent it to. I sent it to about 7 or 8. All of them turned it down. Some of them didn't even answer me, which is fine. I don't take it personally. But literally, the only label that said yes was the one that I put it on, Silent Koalas, because Wilson's a friend of mine. He said, "Hey, send it to these other labels. If they don't like it, they don't hit you back. You can always release it with us, you know." And I've had released with them before, so I knew that they, you know, things would be cool, and you know, I wouldn't get screwed over or anything like that. And well, you know, I released it with them, and then Spotify put it on an editorial playlist, and the rest is to history to today. So yeah, sometimes, you know, not everybody's gonna love your stuff, or sometimes they're not gonna want to get involved until you're already kind of popping, and then you have the leverage. So yeah, don't ever forget that. Don't ever, you know, don't ever get discouraged. Just keep working hard. You know, keep trying to make your stuff better, and then you can go from there. So all right, back to the good stuff here. Back to the good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and give it just here. All right, so delay wise, what we want to do, I need to pull up my delay real quick, because I believe it's gonna be 123 for the delay, but oh nope, it's gonna be 117 for 16th note. So let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like. Turn it off mono, because this is an oh wow, this is really old. I haven't changed this yet. That's not how I want to do this anymore. That is the one pitfall with using older projects, is that you kind of have to go back and clean up some of your, you know, tendencies from years past. And this one's from 2015, so lots of old tendencies in here. Yeah, I think I want a little bit more. Yeah, 12th note is okay. It's gonna sound slightly off, but we'll go with it. I'm not stressing. We can always change it. Okay, and reverb. All right, so size wise, we want to go, or I'm gonna go about 40 to start with, kind of mid-sized room, and then I want this to be kind of in the background, so I'm gonna turn dampening all the way up, maybe. Yeah, let's turn the dampening up, and then we're gonna go pre-delay. Pre-delay. Let's see, what do we want to do? How about our pre-delay for this is, let's see, 58. So so let's think about this. So no reverb. The closer you get, the less reverb you hear. So if I want to go for a shorter or smaller reverb, then I want to have a higher pre-delay and then no decay. So let's see, I want it farther away. I'm going to have a shorter pre-delay and a long decay. So I'm going to go like I'm going to do like a 30 seconds. So that's 58. Wow. Whew. 58. 85. Can I, and let's turn the reflections up a little bit too, actually. Well, no, let's turn them down, because I'm going for kind of a farther. And because I'm going further, I'm going to jack the room size up. And then just see what it sounds like, and then go from there. So it needs more reverb, so let's turn the dampening down, actually. Okay, now with the delay, that's the sound I'm looking for. That sounds cool. We'll go with it. Okay. But it can actually be a little longer. 8th notes and turn. Let me jack this up a little bit. Nice, nice shimmer. Okay, we got that right here. We got it. So let's see. I liked how that sounds. So we're gonna go ahead and boom, 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 boom. Let me stay organized here, so I'm not regretting it later. So now I need to find another crash. And then, you know what, too? Let me go ahead. Let's try this one out and see what it sounds like. Put it to the right here, and then route to this track only. Give it some quick EQ. Actually, I'm gonna cut a little bit more off of the high end here and then give it a little notch right here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. Actually, I'm gonna make this less steep, but then give this a little bit more of a notch here because I don't want it to be too crazy. So now I need to get the volume right. Alright, so that's there. Now I'm going to do a couple more things here to add a little bit more transition. So first off, I want to get this whole breakdown, which actually now that I've got a kind of an arrangement going, I need to just stop messing around and start my labels on these so I can stay organized. So that's what I'm going to do. Alt-T, intro. So I structure my tracks out kind of differently. So just when it comes to labels, build 1. All right. So then this is going to be break 1. Where's my pluck at? Because let me check this real quick. Oh, it's okay. It said 1200. I was right. I shouldn't have moved it. That means I need to adjust this real quick. So this needs to come down. You know what? Let me use the 5th band, actually. Then let me make a little notch here. And then this one here, let me go put this at the 12. That was closer. And make a little notch here at like 4,000. Alright, so that's the break. So next is the quote unquote first verse that I have here, because I structured things differently. You know, usually they would consider this build part the first like verse if you were, you know, making pop music, but I'm switching it up because this is my stuff. So this is alt verse 1, where I change the pattern up a little bit and add some stuff. So it goes from this. The drums change. So yeah, that's why I call it alt verse. It's just kind of a thing I like to do. And then this will be alt-T breakdown, and then my breakdowns are big and proggy, you know. So I'm noticing too, I need to do a little bit of carving on this. Pull this down a little bit because it is kind of a lead. it to be too in your face. I just kind of wanted to like pad the bottom here. Uh-oh, I hear a notification. Oh wow, Magic, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that sub. Thank you. Magic, also make sure you join my Discord because all my subs get a special Discord area. So make sure you click that link down below if you haven't joined yet. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see here. Okay, that's lead layer 1. Lead layer 2 needs to be at... Alright, and then number 3 is kind of the problem child of the bunch, but we'll roll with it. And I say that because of this right here. So I put some distortion on it, and let me show you how it sounds when it's louder. When you put it all together, it just dominates everything. And yeah, it adds some cool dissonance, but it's a little bit too much, like it sticks out too much. So I was like, you know what, let me turn it down just so it can kind of be like an extra layer on the side. So alright, let's see. 2020. Alright, so I think now it might be a little more space. Let's test it in the mix here. So this is where I was hearing, it wasn't necessarily bad, but it just was kind of making me pause for a second. Because this is the focal point of the whole track. The pluck. Okay, much better. Much better. All right, so let's see. Next, I'm going to keep going on what I was doing with the labeling. So after the whole breakdown, this becomes, and you know what, let me close this box so everybody can see the whole screen real quick. This is like the second verse for me, or like the main verse, whatever you want to call it. That might be a little too open now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't mind it, but it's not too crazy. Yeah, so you know, I think I'm going to shave down a little bit on here and make it open up slightly less, like only a little bit. It's not too crazy. Because I do have the release up a little bit, so I maybe need to tone that back a little bit. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Mine's playing tricks on me. I know one thing is, when it comes to like the dynamics of this, I probably should actually cap this down, because you build up all this tension in the breakdown, you know, starting it with a super close filter and then bring it up, and then when you get this verse, kind of makes it hard to sustain that energy. So maybe I should bring that down a little bit. What about to 85? Let's see. Get a little that's a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of work out the like little issues with that. It's nothing like game breaking or anything, but you know. And then this, oh yeah, that was a temporary fix right there. So I need to adjust this. So basically what I did here was, this was back before I used a lot of automation. I was trying to simulate, you know, just no kick there at the beginning of this section, and I just literally took the slicer tool and I just cut the kick right there and then deleted it. But now I'm gonna do it the other way, and honestly the better way, which I haven't started on this track yet. So actually let me start it before I go here. So now when I do my kick feints, if you want to call it that, so let's say right here, go ahead and select a bar and then go here to your mixer channel, and I actually automate the kick send to the semi master. So I copy that value, usually it's 80% is 100 on here. Create automation clip, goes right here, and then I put the max at 80% and the min at 0. And then you go in here and you have to do a little bit of very precise clicking. And one thing I'll mention again is you want to make sure that when you do this, your there's no curve on these tension points, because if there's curve, basically it'll like still play some of the sound even though it's supposed to be at 0 as it's coming down. Like let's say I put it right here and I had 20% curve. You hear that pop? If you hear that pop, that's it trying to play some volume, and then trying to kind of, you're catching it as it's going to 0, since it's not like super instantly if you have curve on it. So you always got to make sure your curve is non-existent when you're doing this kind of thing. Now when you're doing like big automation like this where you need curve, like I need to put curve on here because that adds a little bit of humanity to it and makes it, adds a little variety. But basically what you get here is this. And the reason why you don't just delete the kick is when you do it this way with automation, your kick still sends signal to your side chains. So you're still getting side chain even though you're not getting a kick sound there, which means your ducking and your triggers and whatever else you have going on your track will still work correctly. So it's cool. And then you can actually take that further and do it throughout like your whole break and stuff. I just don't, because usually when I'm in the breaks I don't want the side chain hitting, but it's really only when the kick's hitting. So then let's go here, and here's another place where I need to put the same thing. So I literally use the same automation clip, and then I will go to this part here now. And then what you do when you want to switch it up is you select that automation clip, and actually I like to put that at the top because it's usually the first one I do, but obviously since this is old. And then I'll go here to make unique, and then I'll change out the automation to however I need it. I believe it was the first 2. Let's see here. Yeah, it was the first 2. So then you can keep doing it like that way. And then while I'm in here, let me just go ahead and first 2. Okay. And then this is the second break right here, I believe. Yeah, it is. Okay. Second break. You know what? A little portamento might sound cool on that. I need to pull it down. All right. Oh, Plumas, what's going on? Thank you for joining today. Good to see you. Alright, so I believe this is gonna be, this can be the start of my outro. And then I don't usually, I come up with just some name like outro 2 or something here. Final outro, which is an oxymoron, but whatever. And then the last bit of stuff here is the exit. And this is mainly like, you know, for the DJ mix in and mix out, that kind of thing. Whereas if this was a radio mix, it would have a totally different structure. But the greatest thing about FL Studio, the newer versions, is you can clone arrangements and then rename it, and then you can just change what you need to for like a radio edit without redoing the whole thing. And then you can just export that as well, so you can get your radio mix done and your regular mix done in literally at the same time. So it's nice. Okay, let's see. Now I need to start doing some more transitional effects here. So I want to control volume on everything. So the first thing I want to do here is the pad. The pad bus has got this value here. So let me go ahead and automate everything. Okay. And then that'll be a max of 57, and then we'll make the min like 20. Type in value 20. Because I want to be a little cautious here. Nope, that was a misclick. Okay, that clap is a little too harsh here. That was another thing I'd... It's this one. I was like, it's in my left ear. It's in my left ear. So let's switch it up real quick. That is number 85 from the Minimal House Pack. So let me switch it. Let's see. I think that's a little too harsh. Let's see. Maybe I just need to EQ a little harder. Yeah, because actually, I believe what I was hearing was how it was clashing, so... Yeah, okay. Alright, let's actually try this before I go destroying the whole track. Turn the volume down a little bit. Okay. So let me get back to this pad automation. Type in value. What about 80? And then bring this back up here. Okay, so just to kind of talk a little bit about what I'm doing here, it's mainly a bit of using volume and automation to kind of help add to your dynamics of your track. You know, as things are getting softer and things are getting louder, it's kind of introducing, and you kind of push and pull on people's attention spans and stuff, like, oh, you know, things are calming down, it's getting quieter, and then, oh, boom, it's everything's in my face, like, you know, release of tension. you can even do crazier stuff, which I don't do a lot of, but you can actually automate from like stereo to mono on your master to make your drops and stuff and your breakdowns sound go from super wide to like super close and intimate, and then boom, back to wide and back to being super massive. So yeah, you can do a lot of different things there. Yeah, so you know what, let me get to the breakdown here. Why was that so loud? Oh, that's why. It might be too low. 0.5. And so now that's kind of what I'm going for there. I'm going to actually add a little bit of white noise here to just kind of give it that like riser feel. Add a little riser here and there. So we're going to start it here. And where's my, yep. I'm actually going to make this unique and make it a whole, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, might have to eyeball this a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is that 8th one? Right here. Okay. Get it right. Now I need to do the thing. Where are you? Oh, I must not have any automation on here for these. Alright, so first I need to fix this. This is the old way. Give it a real lazy tail. And then, yeah, I really need to fix this, okay. Let's see, turn that to 55. Alright, so we're at here. Let me copy this. So this is just, I'm automating a riser effect on this number 4 band. So all I'm doing is creating an automation clip on this frequency, and then basically what happens is that what you'll hear, this is the min 43, and then the max will be, let's see, where'd you go? There you are. It'll do this. So let's do about 12,500 hertz here is the maximum. Okay. And then just turn the automation band and then add a little bit of curvature. So that's kind of simple way to make a drop. Basically, if you're going for that, just you're kind of building up tension and then you're releasing it. You're playing with people's expectations, and then you can even get even more in detail and depth. Like I'm going to do that in a second. You can automate like the volume of your drums that you introduce in here, all sorts of stuff to kind of tilt everything into a big, huge, sweeping drop per se. And then actually, I'm going to put a little more white noise on the back end for an input or impact. And it actually, the only thing about doing it this way is that sometimes I try not to use too much white noise that's sidechained anymore. Like I'll do it, but oh, what the heck? Let's just whatever. Let's go for it. You never. I'm only using it in this spot here, so it doesn't really hurt anything to do it. If I don't like it, I can just get rid of it. That's the best thing in the world. You can just get rid of it. Okay, so we're at there. Copy. And then let's create an automation clip here. And make that the max. And then we'll make the... about 500 hertz here. Copy. We got to do a lot of sculpting to this sound though, because I don't want it to be too obnoxious. So first thing we're going to do is in here, yeah. Where the plucks are hitting. Gonna cut it here. With a pretty it's not actually too egregious, but and we're yeah, that's good. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of all right. So if I wanted to do this 117 milliseconds for a 16th note, thanks to my handy dandy calculator. So if I want to do some side chaining to this kick here, I'm going to start with that and then see if it sounds stupid or not. And if it does, we'll just bounce back, which is a fantastic record by Juvenile, by the way. If any of y'all listen to rap, that song is really good. I'm about to bounce back. Bounce back. That's what I grew up with, was that in classic dance music and like Daft Punk and Mr. Fingers, Larry Heard, all those guys, old Carl Cox, like Cassius, man, Miguel Miggs, all them guys. So I think it's pumping a little too hard for my taste, but let me see. Turn these hack up. All right. Actually, that's okay. Because this should be matching. Oh, it's not. Okay, wait a second. I might have identified something going on. So this is at 70 hertz. What is that? Is in between the 60 and 32nd. I need to probably change. That's close to a triplet, 16th triplet. On the pump, I don't know. Actually, it might not be too terrible, but if I might change the pads to 117 so that at least the bad stuff is all running at the same release time. to give it kind of a little bit more bounce. Okay, let's see. So do y'all hear how, like, the way this track is built, everything is built around this pluck. So when you take it away, it just sounds like kind of okay, but it's a little directionless, you know what I mean? So we'll go with this pluck here, and we'll go with that breakdown and build up sounds here. It actually is all sounding kind of interesting. I probably need to do a little bit more on the here. I need to bring this up. I'm gonna add a little curvature to it, and actually I'm gonna make that like 40. And add a little bit of curvature here, add a little bit of curvature. And once again, the curves are all about adding humanization to your automation to make it sound less precise and less robotic, which is kind of funny. You know, you're using an algorithm and stuff to automate a parameter so you don't have to touch it, but then you're like, oh, but I want it to sound like a human. Yeah, okay. Skynet will remember that. Is exactly what's gonna happen, right? Okay, so, and I mean, you can kind of, I like to ballpark it a little bit, not really make them too crazy. Actually, I'm gonna make that a little bit different, and I'm gonna make that a little, because it ends there, so it doesn't have to be too crazy per se. Okay, so, all right, we're rolling here with this. Now the question is, do I do one long automation for the drums, or do I just do a small one and make it easier? Actually, first thing I'm going to do that I just noticed that I can probably get away with is moving this automation point a little bit further, type in value, oops, point 80%, and I'm going to delete this. I'm going to make this a hold. There we go. All right. That should work. Oops, not two of them. Because it doesn't hit here. Wait, does that change it? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what I figured out. The release on the pluck, I think, might be a little too short. So this is what I'm going to do real quick. Sometimes you just pick things out while you're working on it. I don't know why that was, oh, old, that's why. I was like, why am I double compressing this? But you know what? If I make it real loose, it'll help to activate it and not bypass it. That is too much ratio on there. Well, the only thing that's doing is it's pulling the transients up, so it's not like terrible, but that's right. They did. They did. The robots. Skynet's coming for us all. It's okay though. We'll be okay. Hopefully. We'll be okay. Hopefully. Yeah. So you know what? Actually, I'm going to make an adjustment to the volume because I was pressing a little hard. And then I think for the release, yeah, that's a little bit better. It's a little bouncier. It's not as let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put everything on a 16th note on the release, and just to give it that kind of feel. Which you don't have to, like, you don't have to match up your delay times and your releases on your compressors to your delay times and stuff. You can usually go by your ear and go by your like your taste. Sometimes I like to do it just to mess around and see if you make it based on a delay rhythm instead of just, by ear, if it adds a little more bounce or adds any groove. And I mean, sometimes to me it sounds nice, and it's going to be clean because if everything is, coming in and out at the same time. It's going to, like, what I'm saying, kind of like the ocean, you know what I mean? There's lots of waves going, but a lot of them have kind of like a similar cadence and a pattern, like they're all coming into shore, and then they kind of spread out. That was probably a terrible analogy, but it's like it doesn't have to be 100% precise and perfect, but a vast majority of it is going to be similar or the same or like a couple milliseconds off. So just have fun with it. Yeah, turning that compressor off was actually turning it down was probably what I need to do. And then because of that, I realized the volume probably can come up on this. Yeah, that sounded good. The bass line is being... Are you being sidechained? No, you're not. Not by that. You're being sidechained by the kick, I believe. Yeah. So let's go ahead and put the bass line on here and see what it sounds like. Now, I might hear this tomorrow and totally hate it, or Saturday and totally... Yeah, that's 117, 11. That's what I like to hear. It's not too crazy. Alright, so back to the beginning of today's episode was when I was like, alright, I'm going to do some transitional effects. And then obviously, because this is how I produce, I just start working on everything. So though actually some of this stuff I might actually switch up, like this synth here, because I don't want everything to sound exactly the same. Like I was saying, I want it to be kind of mixed and mashed up. So let's go with a 30-second note, 58 milliseconds here, and see if we get something good. And then let me actually turn the kick on so I can hear it. 1 second before you get too far ahead of me. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. See, now the problem here is you're losing this whole synth, and it needs to be somewhat prominent. All right, so some more transitional effects real quick to just get it going so I don't get like derailed completely. So I don't get derezzed. Haha, Daft Punk reference. You're like, wow, that was corny. I'm gonna make some fills real quick. All right, so this is back from Monday stream. This is like your basic easy fill that I like to do. Just real simple. And then let me actually pop that up so that you can hear a little bit. There we go. All right, change to drum fills. Give it that good old yellow. Oh, actually, those are gold. Let me, you know what? I'm gonna change all these colors. You're like, really? You're changing colors in the middle of the stream? Yes, I am. Sorry. But it's got to get done. Color yellow. When you're obsessive like I am, you must get this done right now. Automation. Actually, no, that won't need to be named yet. I'll just, actually, yeah. I'm going to stop the drum. I'm gonna give this a little bit of an off yellow color, like khaki. There you go, like Jake from State Farm. Shout out Jake from State Farm. Jake is like, it's like a multiverse of Jakes, basically. And then, you know what, let's make this a fill as well. Oh yeah, all these colors need to be adjusted. Because this is all the old scheme. Before I get too crazy. Oh, not random color. What was I doing? Really? Okay. Okay, let's see. Man, I gotta tell you, I was not expecting, yesterday I put a Twitch clip up on TikTok from Monday's stream, and that thing, for the first time ever, I was like, wow, like, I actually have people watching my TikTok. It was crazy. I don't know. I still don't understand what TikTok like prioritizes for the algorithm and stuff. It's really crazy, and it's really interesting just to kind of experiment with and see like what hits and what doesn't. But yeah, I don't know. For a long time, for like the first couple of months when it came out, I was like, I'm not getting on TikTok. That's stupid. Blah blah blah. And then I just like messed around on there. I made a video, and I was like, you know what? I'll just have this, and if I'll throw stuff up there randomly. And yeah, I don't really have any like strategies or anything, but It's whatever. It's all those other social media platforms are all the same stuff. So at the end of the day, you either use them like for fun or for tools, or you totally obsess over them. I like to just mess around with them and then use them for fun, and also use them to help find more listeners and find more people to come hang out on the stream with us. So if that accomplishes that, then I'm gonna do it. But I'm not gonna get too into the weeds on it. But I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of funny to see some people like, acting like old geezers. Oh, I can't get on that. I don't want to get on TikTok, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you're barely 35. Like, just... It's not that big of a deal. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take that out here, too. Okay, while we're doing this, where are my... Yes, okay. So shift, click, and drag, and bring these all the way over here. And this is an easy way to add a little bit of separation with the symbols. Okay, so... And actually, I'm going to turn them down a little bit. Sparingly. Yeah, it does prioritize content. That's right. Yeah, as long as you're pumping stuff out, they're gonna give you that edge, I guess. So it's interesting that all of them kind of do that. But I don't know. I feel like some stuff that like bangs on TikTok, you put it on other platforms and it doesn't do anything, and then other stuff that is absolutely crazy on like Facebook, or like I put the Deadbolt music video on Facebook, and through organic reach and some a couple of advertising on it, ads on it, easily hit a couple, I think is it like 30 or 40,000 views in a year or two, which is, for me, that's a lot. Man, I put like a clip of that on Instagram and TikTok, didn't do anything. But then I put like random stuff on, a clip from the stream or whatever, and it's like gangbusters on TikTok, and it does decent on Instagram, and then like nothing, zeros on Facebook. So it really is weird. Yeah, these platforms are kind of crazy, but I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of fun to like figure them out and beat them, like. Let's see. Let's be sparing on this. Okay. All right, cool. Actually, that's not, that needs to come down, actually, right here. Much better. had the curve messed up there a little bit. Oops, my bad. Okay. So, let's see. I got some good transitions in here. I'm going to keep filling out some of these fills real quick, and then I might do a little bit of volume. And then honestly, for now, considering where this track was in 2015 and then like literally a month and a half, 2 months ago, I actually like how this sounds, and I think it is ready to be put into my, final mix down folder for finishing. Yeah, so actually no, I just noticed something right here I need to fix. I need to put another kick automation in here to fix that one. Okay. All right, let me do a couple more drum fills in here. And this one was a drum fill, build drum fill 1. And then this one will be build drum fill 2. Let me rename it real quick. All right. Since this is a drum fill, I'm gonna just use my good old clap. Actually, I could put them totally off beat and see if that makes any difference, makes it sound any cooler. I don't know if it's going to, but we can give it a shot. Just see. Yeah, that's actually not bad. And get rid of this. Oops, I probably should keep this. Yeah, that's okay. All right, that's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm gonna jump in the chat conversation and say I know for a fact that TikTok is not really doing ads yet, and so their algorithm is literally wide open. And just from what I've read and seen, like it doesn't really have an actual like music or funny videos or DIY. It's literally whatever people are viewing multiple times or sharing or doing duets and stitches with or commenting on. It'll just start filtering it to everyone else on their For You page. They're the For You timeline without no discrimination on the content. Like just from the videos I've looked at, my For You page is so random. It literally goes from like music to anime to like comedians to sports memes to all sorts of stuff, and all back and forth to food videos. Like it just really just depends on what you're looking at. So, and that's why a lot of like the digital marketing people are saying like go to TikTok now, because you literally are getting engagement without being paywalled. It's like how Facebook and Instagram used to be, where if you had a good post and people liked it, like it would get out there. Now you have to basically buy ads to reach all those people, which is, I understand it's a business model, but it kind of sucks. Like organic reach is non-existent on those platforms now, unless you're like go super super viral or you're already super famous. That's the two things that give you organic reach, in my opinion, at least. But all right, I'm going to do the automation on the drums. I'm going to do something I like never do. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. That would be actually kind of catastrophic. So I'm just going to go here and click on copy value, click on create animation clip. I'm not going to do what I changed my mind because that would have been kind of a nightmare. So now what I have to do is with one thing with FL Studio, their automation clips, like how this one starts in the middle of the song, if I don't put this back up at the level it's supposed to be at, everything before here, like watch, if I do this, oh, maybe they changed that in it. Okay, it used to be you have to start the automation would like start before it, so then you'd hit the clip here and it would be down at 0. But maybe they changed that. If they did, that's awesome because I don't really have to do this anymore, but just out of habit I'm gonna do it anyway. That's actually really nice if they changed that. And thank you, ImageLine, for your free lifetime updates because I love that. Yeah, that's cool. See, the automation adds just a slight difference. And then I could add a little bit more reverb and like flush a little bit more into it, but right now I'm kind of liking the vibe here. You know what? I could do a little tension trick. Just cut it here and just let this last. All right, that's actually working out very nicely. And okay, cool. So let me do a main drum fill here into this next little kind of verse part here. All right, so I can do one of these fills. All right. What about this? Yeah, that will work actually. It's gonna sound okay. Where's the other open hat at? Yeah, this hit here can be moved. Okay, let's try this. Nah, it's not enough. Delete. Start over. Might just have to go the clap, give clap on this one, and then the next one will have to be kind of crazy. So clap. And put it up in volume. Yeah, that's okay. It's not a super distracting fill, but yeah, you know what? Let me take out the free up some space. Okay, so that's kind of the idea of just adding a little variety. And usually I go through and do fills all over, you know, in between and stuff. I might end up doing that, but you know, in the last fill, I think I'll do it. I think I'm gonna get rid of the claps here and just do a full on. Oops, let me make that unique before I ruin my drums. What if I do this here? So yeah, that's cool. Alright. Rename main drums. Fill 2. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so that's kind of just a little bit of a look into my process on, you know, transitional effects, you know, adding some structure to your arrangement, adding some, you know, things that kind of build and break tension and add like placeholders, and then using a combination of volume and just, you know, other automations. Like one thing I haven't done on here yet, but I probably will, and I'll do it on stream so y'all can see, is sometimes in certain spots I'll like pull away from effects. So let's say I have something going to, well, perfect example is my plucks here. So my plucks has a real close reverb when it's kind of in the verse, and I want it to stand up front. And then as it transitions into the breakdown, I have automation that basically, while it's not playing, it switches it to when you come back and hear it, it starts getting massive, you know, big, super wide reverb that kind of swells in. So that's another way to create a transition. You know, you can do big, huge, you know, reverb buses where you kind of take reverb in and out and pull it away when you want things to be tighter. Like actually, for instance, I will show you all real quick on here. Where's something going to the reverb? Okay, this thing, this melody synth here. Let me go ahead and automate that reverb and kind of, so it's going to the reverb here at about 74% on the knob. So I'm going to drop down to 70 just to give it a clean number in case something happens. Okay, so here's the max, 56%, and then let's start the min at like 20. So when it's coming in, I want it to be, I want it to pick up steam here, and then it gets to this break, and then I want it to all of a sudden, oh right, it's going to kind of fade into the verse a little bit. So and it kind of does a little bit similar to the volume automation I'm doing, and then it kind of switches it up at points just to kind of keep it fresh. I do this enough where I kind of have an idea of where I want the settings to be in my head, and I just kind of go from there. So sorry if it seems like I'm on kind of autopilot with this one, but kind of am. So all right, let's see here. Let's bring this back down, and then let's let this start here, and then bring in, and then I'm gonna add some curvature to it when let's put this at 50%. go back and do some curves here and add a little bit of variety. Actually, yeah, let's just pull this all down. No, let's pull it up. Doesn't matter here. Here we have massive curve, like 28%. I'll pull this up to 70, actually. I want it to be a little more. Pull this up to 50. So you can just use reverb as like a little subtle effect to basically give it a little pop and help aid the transition. You know, you can swap reverb, so you can go have it automate from one, like a smaller reverb into a bigger reverb and then into a, you know, a big delay or whatever. You can do it with vocals. All that is all possible here. So yeah. All right. I actually think I need to go get some food ready for the fam, so probably need to cut it today's episode or today's stream or tonight's stream here. Yeah, but honestly, I got some good work done quickly and I like where it's going and where it's kind of coming to. Actually, before I go, I'm going to do one more thing here. Sorry, I just was like, let me not forget to do this real quick. Let me do another make unique, and I can make this one shorter so I can get that same volume effect on the drums. 0.8. All right, so let me save. Always save. You don't want to lose your tracks. Yeah, okay, so I think, yeah, sure, I can give you all a quick playthrough here. We'll go ahead and let me zoom out real quick. And you know what? I'm going to turn on a little fake mastering plugin so it sounds a little bit more fresh. And let's put Master 8 on here. Actually, let me go clear master. I don't want it to be too loud. All right, here we go. I'll say I've noticed a couple little things just on that re-listen that I just need to go in and fix. I think I'm gonna tweak the drums a little bit more, and then the volume levels of the two kind of background synths are a little bit. I need to tone them down a little bit and kind of get them evened out. Part of that is also this little mastering plugin I used. It sometimes can just jack up everything indiscriminately, so you have to kind of be careful when you're using it. But especially if you're using it just on a preset like I just did just to hear it, you have to kind of take that into account. But I like it. The whole structure of this was basically I wanted to take like all the old video games I used to play, like Fantasy Star Online and like the old Sonic games and stuff, and the newer games, and kind of mix that like kind of video game spacey feel with that kind of like melodic progressive feel. And so I think I did a good job. I think it's got the point across. And obviously too, there's a couple other mixed things that I need to kind of iron out. I'll probably need to layer the pads a little bit, but that's all quick stuff I can just throw on, as I'm doing my final mix down. Yeah, I like where it is. I like where it's at, and for one, this is rare for me to say. This is one of the few tracks right now that I've worked on recently that I'm really actually happy with. A lot of my older stuff I've had to scrap because it's just so much work to get it back, and I'm like, I'll get to it later. But this one, I really like the chords on it, so I was like, I want to just make this chord progression sound better and really go from there. So yeah, I'm liking it actually. It's feeling pretty good. Yeah. So all right, I think that will be it for tonight. I actually am not sure if going to raid anybody, only because with a raid I usually like to sit in the stream and hang out afterwards, and I probably am gonna have to hop off after this. So I think tonight is just a chill out, and thank you for coming, and thank you to everybody who subbed and followed today, and thank you to everybody who's been sharing about the stream. Electro fans, thank you to everybody who's kind of signal boosted it. Shout out to DJ Rands. Really appreciate y'all. It's good to see everybody. Good to see you, Magic. Good to see you, Plumas. Good to see everybody hanging out in the chat, lurking. Really appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all are following me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Stay connected with me. Figure out when I'm dropping new tracks. I actually, spoiler alert, just got commissioned yesterday to start a new remix, so I'm going to be starting that probably this weekend, and I might work on it on Saturday stream. And that's probably going to be a deep house one. So if you want to kind of see a little bit different style from me and how I do things, you can come check that out. Make sure you join the Discord if you're enjoying the stream. Make sure you're following and subscribe to the stream. And as always, you can find all my music on Beatport, on Spotify, Apple Music. You can find me on Deezer, Amazon Music. Wherever you stream music, I'm most likely on there. So once again, thank y'all so much for hanging out, and thank you for watching tonight. Y'all have a great rest of your evening or morning, if it's morning where you are. Y'all have a great Friday. Make sure you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Make sure you check out on HBO Max, Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm actually probably going to watch that tonight. So, yeah, thank y'all so much, and y'all have a good one. PhuturePhil out.